Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our channel.
In today's podcast, we're covering the animated film from Blue Sky, Robots.
Yes, this is a wonderful movie that follows young robot inventor Rodney Copperbottom as he travels to Robot City to show his ideas to make lives better to Mr. Bigweld, but not everything is what it seems.
And before we start with that, be sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to get this on future podcasts from all the Paws videos.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us for our Blue Sky week of reviews.
Yes.
And in this week, we're going to get almost all of the movies. We've done quite a bit of them already.
Yes.
But this is one of the favorites that we can't believe we took this long to talk about.
Yes.
So, quickly, it's described as thrilling, funny, and terrific, which are all accurate.
Yes.
And it stars a star-studded voice cast, including Eva McGregor, Halle Berry, Greg Kinnear, Mel Brooks, Amanda Bynes, Drew Carey, Robin Williams, and more.
Yes. And this movie came out in, I believe it's 2005? Or is it a little later than that? Because I was wondering, because if you know, the movie came out quite some time ago.
It was the early 2000s, that's for sure.
Yes, it was 2005. So this movie is close to being 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And when you rewatch it, it still holds up. It's still hilarious. And a lot of things they say in there kind of end up being accurate today if you pay attention enough to the film.
Definitely. And it was brilliant writing. And as you were saying, a lot of things they say were just witty.
Yes.
And they were clever.
Yes.
And
Some things are clever,
really
and
good.
they are.
Yes, it was just really fantastic. I mean, I can't believe it's been a very long time since we last saw it. When we started watching, it was like we just seen it yesterday.
Yes.
That's what it felt like, and it still holds up. It doesn't seem outdated. It doesn't seem like, wow, this seems like this was made a long time ago. It doesn't. And the only thing I would say for me is Robin Williams.
Yeah. Yeah, that is one of the very few things about it that is different with the passing of some of the actors in the film long after it came out. It does kind of affect you maybe for a little bit, but it doesn't hinder it so much to where you can't enjoy the movie.
Very true.
It's just that this now becomes a bit of a time capsule in itself for the late actors and like showing some of their best performances in this movie.
And I think what I really love is when this originally came out, there was nothing like robots.
Right.
It was very unique. Nothing like it had been done before in Western animation. And they were sure to make it fun, as they said. It was family friendly, except for a few innuendos.
Right.
And some gags with some of the robots.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's just really something fun. Anyone can enjoy, no matter what age, and you're going to be laughing almost the entire way through the movie.
Yes. And one thing about it I mentioned throughout the film is that not only do the jokes hold up, you know that usually when people have these corny jokes or puns about robots or animals or something, there's ones you can see coming a mile away. Well, for robots, they did every possible robot-type joke. Physically, pun-wise, visual gag, real head-scratchers, everything. They did every single possible joke out there. I think they set all of them up. They didn't miss a single opportunity to do a robot joke in there.
No, and they all were funny.
Yeah.
Even the ones that were kind of corny were hilarious.
Right.
You couldn't stop laughing. You're like, oh my gosh, you can't believe they did it this well. And they did. And every time you're going, there's another one, there's another one, there's another one.
Yes.
You were keeping track.
And there's even one they did that ended up being like a dark joke, but it was still actually funny somehow, is when they were doing an armpit fart. So I don't know how they did because they're metal and they point that out. And then when they have, the character Aunt Fanny, she let one rip and it's like, no, we're doing it with the armpits. And outside, like they keep it outside the whole time when they're doing it, and then you see a lamppost that ends up being alive, and he starts coughing and gagging, and then he passes out. And the next morning, you see his outline when they're cleaning. You're like, oh gosh, he did not make it. And it's like, you killed the lamppost. And somehow that was still funny, even though it was dark, it was still funny.
Yes. And they had a couple of those in there, not just that one, but yeah, there were times when the bad guy, because they've always got to have one, got kind of dark.
Yeah.
But it still, again, the way it was written, it still is entertaining, I should say, for all ages.
Yes.
Because a younger viewer probably won't get that joke, but the older ones will.
Right.
And it's the same for the other couple of instances that happened.
Yes, and you're right. The villains, even though they were actually threatening and they were intimidating, you still got laughs out of them. Like, you got Ratchet, who's in charge of Bigweld's company now, and he just wants to do away with all of the wholesome parts of the company and just wants the new, sleek, everyone be like him type mentality, which again was really ahead of its time. And then you got his mother, Madam Gasket, who's just, they tear down all of the old parts and they build them into those new things. So it's recycling, and it's absolutely hilarious that they do that, and they actually found a way to incorporate the old parts and the new parts and making way for the new, but they don't do it in a way where like one viewpoint is bad and the other one isn't. Like they're always, they have this thing where they upgrade themselves. Like when they get older, they have to get new parts all the time as they grow. And with them, once they get these parts, they don't need any more ever again. So you can kind of see where they were making the commentary on, but it wasn't in a political way or my way is correct and everything else is evil. They didn't do that at all. It was just telling a story on what a conflict would be for a robot universe.
Absolutely. If you have this DVD, let us know in the comments below, because it's loaded with so much extra special features.
Yes.
The extra special features.
Yes, very special.
You've got commentary, of course, as always, filmmakers, audio commentary. You've got technical audio commentary, deleted scenes, meet the bots, interactive game. You got profiles, plus an interactive game, plus Blue Man Group music featurette. You've got some music videos. You've got the original Robots test. You've got a multiplayer Xbox racing game on here.
Yes, racing demo.
Your Xbox if you still have it.
Yes, back when you could do that.
And a sneak peek at Ice Age 2, which hadn't come out at the time this premiered, and watch Unfinished all new animated short. So this is when you still got a whole lot of extra features.
Exactly. And you didn't have to go buy the Blu-ray or go online to a whole nother site or download an app just to get some extra things with your movie. So they really made sure you got your money's worth with this. So not only did all the creativity and imagination go into the film and the story, they made sure that when you brought it home that you would be playing this disc for hours or days, depending on how long you want to be on it.
Definitely. Now, also I want to mention Ewan McGregor. This was before Star Wars. This is before he became Obi-Wan in the sequel? No, the prequel trilogy. Right. And what's funny is in this movie there are references to Star Wars. Yes. There are references to Obi-Wan, and it's like foreshadowing that he was going to play this character. Yes. I was like, oh no, they didn't. How did they know? Right, are they the Simpsons? The universe working, right? And this universe working and showing us. And some other people, this was before their big awards and Oscars and so forth. But it's just a really entertaining, fun movie. So McGregor is Rodney Copperbottom, and he wants to, as we say, go out on his own and show Bigweld, who's his inspiration, his new ideas. Yes. And along the way, he has all these crazy adventures, villains trying to stop him, people trying to discourage him. And through it all, he not only keeps motivating himself, but they've written in characters to help to motivate him as well. He even meets a girl robot. Yes. Voiced by Halle Berry. And, of course, in the end, there's a happy ending because this is Blue Sky.
Yes.
There's a happy ending, and then you find out the lessons that he's learned throughout, and the big lesson at the end. And again, this is when movies were made wonderfully.
Yes, as you can shine no matter what you're made of was always the big message of the movie. And another thing that also stands out is that, and we know this was made during a time when they had more family-friendly things in family movies, and not like, oh, everyone's shady, you can put whatever you want and you put PG. Rodney actually gets along with his parents. He doesn't grow bitter or starts to resent them later on. He idolizes his dad, well, dad and Bigweld, but his dad first before Bigweld, and it stays with him his whole life, even to a point where you said, how did you find being a dishwasher cool? Like, yeah, he did, and he made inventions specifically to help him at his job. And when he goes off to meet Bigweld, it's for the dad. And so if he has the inventions and has the money, he can help him with his job and with his family. And it's something you don't really see anymore, because most of the time they leave and they do their own thing, and then that's it for seeing the family. But his whole adventure is connected to helping his dad, and I think that's really great that they actually had that little bond in there.
Absolutely.
They even do this thing where they build up where if robots don't get enough parts, they're sent to the scrapyard, so it's sort of like code for they're taken out or they're retired or something, and they kind of lead you on to thinking that the dad is passing on or running out of steam, because it said he needs certain parts they don't have, and he only has a few miles left, like a car. And you're thinking, okay, he is gonna be passing, this is gonna be a sad moment. Then you find out he just needs parts for the dishwasher on his chest, and he easily takes it off and quits. And it's like, you made us think something bad was gonna happen, and it's like, that's it, just take it off.
Yes, we were like, what?
That's it.
I also remember when this came out that this animation was new and different and groundbreaking.
Yes.
And the robots actually looked like they were real.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they didn't look like they were just animated 2D. They looked really fantastic. The animation was great. And again, a star-studded cast. Wholesome movie, except for some innuendos. And one of the best parts of the movie we have to bring up is I remember when the ads were on TV and they had the robot voiced by Robin Williams.
There's a fender.
And just thank you. And that commercial showed this great scene, and all through the movie, I remember the first time I saw it, I was waiting for that scene and waiting for that scene. And they finally did it, and I wasn't disappointed. And you've seen this clip already as you're watching this video. That was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
Yes, and you couldn't believe that they actually did.
Britney Spears.
Yes. And it was a backup dancer with him.
It was perfect. I was like, that should have been longer. Or they should have had an extra outtake or an extra featurette where he does the whole song. I would have loved it in the special feature.
Yes.
But if you love that as much as we do, let us know in the comments below. It's still very memorable after all these years. That little clip from that movie still stands out as one of the funniest and most brilliant additions ever.
Yes. Oh, and another thing I have to point out is that, you know how companies really love making sequels and remakes of things that really don't need it, and you know, sometimes there's even times where you have like, oh, they could do something else with this. Oh, why don't they do a sequel for that? Why don't they do this? Explore it. Robots had a clear-cut beginning, middle, and end. You can tell by the end there would be no sequel, and almost 20 years later there isn't one, and you're fine with that.
And a sequel would have cheapened it.
Right.
It was perfect. It was like
it
Walt
was one
Disney
and
said
done.
In the beginning, Walt Disney's quoted in the book that was written about him that he likes to do movies great the first time. If you do it right the first time, a sequel isn't needed. Well, this is an example of his way of thinking.
Yes.
And it's absolutely perfect. And there hasn't been another movie done like it.
Right.
That matches up to it.
Right. Not even a remake.
Points to it. Nothing. And
not even a remake.
It's just another example of the brilliance of Blue Sky and what Blue Sky meant to fans as a studio having its own way of doing things, its signature mark, and their movies stood out from everything out there. You know, you had Pixar, you had Disney, you had Illumination, you had DreamWorks. But when you saw a Blue Skies studio movie, you knew it was Blue Sky.
Yes.
Absolutely.
They had their trademark. And definitely, this is definitely, without a doubt, a Blue Sky movie.
And one of the best examples of what a studio who has a vision can do and keep bringing excellent content and movies that people all over the world of all ages can enjoy.
Yes.
So if you've seen Robots, let us know what you think in the comments below. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Do you own it? Let us know. And if you haven't seen it, I hope it's available to purchase. We don't know. We bought this so long ago.
You're right.
That I really hope that you are able to find it and watch it. Check on YouTube, see if it's there. And
Right.
come back and let us know what you think.
And you are able to stream it on Disney Plus if you happen to have the app. Yeah. If you haven't already, subscribe for updates and music videos on your favorite anime series, anime shows, and all things animation.
You should have pointed that out first. And
Well,
thank
just
you-
in case you want to own it.
Right. And thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate your support, listening to us, and watching. If you'd like us to check out your channel, let us know the name in the comments below. Sorry, guys. You can also leave a link where we can click on that, check it out, and support you as well.
Yes. So, thank you so much for watching. I'm Rascal Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a fantastic day.
Peace.